lot of parents and athletes don't know their requirements, but at the end of the day, the guys have to get their grades. So that's first and foremost. And I'm going to kind of skip over. Have you guys heard about the clearinghouse, the NCAA clearinghouse? Right, a lot of people know about it, but at the end of the day, when you sign up for the clearinghouse, your child needs to be recruited by a coach. Just because you sign up for the NCAA clearinghouse, that doesn't mean that your child is now going to be on some type of roster. All the college coaches are going to go look at this roster. NCAA clearinghouse is a requirement that your child must have when the coaches are seeking them for recruitment to these major colleges. And that's D1 and D2. Now in 2016, you guys can skim because I'm kind of going all over the place. In 2016, the requirements are going to change. It's going to go from a 2.0 to a 2.3. Now, looking at your packages, if the rules are in place now, a lot of athletes that are currently in college would not be in college today. Once they go from a 2.0 to a 2.3, that's going to change the game. So now what's going on is a lot of these major colleges, they're going off of image. They're not just going off of these top athletes anymore. Image and your grades are very important. So going back to what Pam is saying, the kids using profanities, pants hanging off their bottoms, these major colleges are going to evaluate your kids beyond their athleticism because there are a lot of other kids that are doing great things in basketball, baseball, football, track, even bowling. A lot of you guys don't even seek bowling scholarships. But bowling scholarships, all your kids need to do is have a 170 bowling average.
Tennis.
And yes, ma'am. All that. Tennis, skiing, yes, ma'am. It's in your package. Lacrosse. So what we need to do is we need to drive our kids to these athletics or these sporting teams or whatever to get them into college. For the guys that want to chase the baseball dreams, the basketball dreams, and the football dreams, it's hard. It's really hard. But imagine if you go and bowl and have a 170 bowling average. That's making 3 strikes or a couple of spades. And guess what? You get a full ride to these major colleges. All right? So up here you can see what we have. First of all, we know you must graduate from high school. I mean, that's a no-brainer. 2016, this is very important because this is going to change from 2.0 to 2.3. That means that your kids have to turn in all their homework assignments. So what you need to do as well, even if your child is not aspiring to be an athlete, let them read that package because it's the same thing with even academic scholarships. Academic scholarships, you have to have at least a 3.0 back. So in order to move forward in life, your kids have to be held to a higher standard. Hey, Dad, how you doing, man? Your kids have to be held to a higher standard. Division III. Hey, it's a college education. A lot of people frown on Division III schools. Once again, the percentage of guys going to the NBA and going to the NFL, the percentages are low. So why not seek a D3 scholarship? Or attempt to go to a D3 school? The same results. You just want your child to get a degree. Division. The NCAA clearinghouse is an essential step to becoming eligible to play college sports. That's just to make you eligible. All right? If you want to play NCAA college sports and receive a scholarship at the D1 or D2 level, you will need to register and be cleared by the NCAA. The Eligibility Center is the organization with the NCAA that determines the academic eligibility and amateur status for all NCAA D1 and D2 athletes. And can you put this down? That speaks for itself. 180,000 student athletes registered for the NCAA each year. 42% of those athletes are recruited by D1 or D2 schools. Where does your child fall? Your young man or your young lady might be doing great things in Maryland. But when they have to compete against all the people across the country, that changes. And the common denominator is their grades, their SAT scores. I'm a coach myself. I'm now the assistant head coach at Carroll High School. That's a whole nother, I'm learning real fast, going from youth sports to the high school, where the guys, they don't pay attention to detail enough for me to get their education. It's all about this one kid, I'm not going to call his name out, where he has 33 offers. But he's barely getting a 2.0.
Wow.
There's offers. Now, contingent on him getting to a 2.0. If you don't get to a 2.0, guess what happens to them offers? They're gone. And also, like I told the young man, you might make that 2.0 and get into college, but if you don't maintain that in college, guess what? You're gone. So a lot of kids and coaches, we brag a lot about, yeah, my son is this, my son is that, and my daughter is this. If they're not getting the grades, they're not going to make it. Colleges will take your scholarships away from you. Some colleges, you have to pay that money back.
Yep.
All right? Keep going back. All right? D1. You must complete 16 core courses to receive a minimum GPA of 2.0 in those courses. The core course requirements are as follows: 4 years of English, 3 years of math, algebra 1 and or higher, 2 years of natural or physical science. Now, how often do we know that our kids struggle in those two alone? You know, some kids are good in one area, some kids are good in other areas. But in order to be qualified to play D1 or D2 ball, they have to be proficient in all these major courses. You can't get around it. And you definitely can't hide once you get in college. Because once you get in college, you're going to be exposed. All right? All right, SATs. You must take the SAT or ACT and score a minimum of 400 on the SAT. Math and reading only. On each. And tutoring. If your son or daughter is doing well with their schooling, please still send them to a tutor. If your child is a 2.5 or 3.0 and you think they have it, they really don't. Because as time goes on, the college requirements are going to get higher, they're going to get tougher. You know, they're going to really make it hard for our kids to get these scholarships. Because guess what? That's money that's coming from all these colleges, but they want to put somewhere else. So if your child is not doing what they need to do to keep up with the standards of what's required in college, they're not going to make it. College is not going to give them the money like you expect them to give them. All right, here. Sports opportunity. Baseball. There are more than 1,600 college baseball programs in America. All except NCAA D3 offer full or partial baseball scholarships. Wrestling. There are opportunities to wrestle at NCAA 1, 2, and 3 with a total of 24 college wrestling programs. That's why I spoke about this earlier. Very important. Bowling. In most cases, to be considered for a bowling scholarship, you should have an average score of above 170 and be part of a bowling league. Now, everybody in this room knows somebody that's in a bowling league. And for you guys that never bowled before in your life or attempted to bowl, 170 is not hard to get. Imagine, you have an average of 170, you can spend 4 years in college free because you can bowl 170. All right, we don't have too many skiing programs there. But golf. 80% of PGA players participate in the collegiate level. Scholarships are developed in all 3 divisions of NCAA, the NAIA, and the National Junior Colleges also offer scholarships. There are over 500 college golf programs in NCAA colleges alone. And guess what? In golf, you can be an amateur in golf. You can have the lowest score. You can't even hit off the tee in golf. But if you have the high SAT scores and a good GPA, guess what? They're going to give you a shot. So your son or daughter can go to college and play golf without even picking up the sport. You have to show some interest. That should be their goal. Talk to your guidance counselor on a regular basis to make sure you are on track with the right coursework. Prepare for standardized testing. Ask for help. So when I talk to the football players up at Carroll High School, a lot of the kids didn't know me, some did. My main focus is, if you want to be an athlete, where is your mindset as it relates to your school and your schoolwork? How do you feel about academics? And if guys don't engage me in a nice conversation about academics, I tell them right off the break. If your heart and passion is not into academics like it is onto that football field, you're not going to make it. It's a no-brainer. So I encourage each and every last one of you guys. Now, I don't know how we study with our kids at home. I have 3 sons of my own. And what I did was I was their buddy. I was sitting in the bedroom while they was doing their homework. Hey, Dad, why you here? You're my son. I'm chilling. I'm just in here with you. What I've learned over the years, by me just being in the room or at the kitchen table with my sons, that inspired my sons to want to even partake in doing their homework. And guess what it also did? It made sure that I also made sure that they completed all their assignments. So before we left the table, I look at their agenda book. There's Jordan, Archie, you're turning this in tomorrow, right? Oh yeah, Dad, thanks. I forgot about that. But if we're working hand in hand with our kids, if they forget something, guess what? It don't just fall on them, it falls on us as well. I wrote down a couple of little tidbits. And also too, in the back of y'all package, feel free to research this stuff yourself. Speak on this, and then I'm be done with my book. So you guys don't have this in your package. If I get the opportunity to speak, I'm going to speak, because that's what I do. The importance of involvement, whether the student is doing well or not. And by you guys being here, that means you care about your child, academics and life skills and all that. For the people that are not here, we must encourage our parents, coaches and mentors to pay more attention and put more time into these kids. We have to be involved with our children every day, 7 days a week. Not when we feel like it, not when we're in a good mood. Even when you're frustrated, you have to take time out with your son to do it. All right? Set the tone for your children. This is going back to the scholarship part. A lot of people want their kids to get a scholarship so they don't have to pay for their kids' scholarship. So why don't we as parents, from the time our kids have their own kids, tell our kids to put in place some type of scholarship savings account for their kids? And then you have to ask yourself, why didn't we do it? We didn't do it because we wasn't told. I have 3 sons of my own. I wish someone would have told me. Even my mom and my dad told me, look, when Archie first came out, all right, you have a son. Start putting some money to the side, $20, $100, $10. So guess what? By the time Archie would turn 18, look, I probably would have had, maybe $5,000, $10,000 in the bank. You don't know. But we buying new shoes, we buying purses, we buying cars. We doing renovations in our household. But we want our kids to get a scholarship on the football field and the basketball field. Wrong. I get upset when these dads be on the sideline. That's why I wrote my book. When these dads on the sideline hollering and screaming and all this and that and the other, I have a problem with that. Because now you're putting pressure on a young man that all he wants to do is have fun as a kid. Even in the high school level. I've been coaching now for over 15 years. I don't use profanity. Check out my timeline on my website. I've been winning from day one. And no matter who's on my team, we've been winning. Period. Speaking on high school profanity. When I went to Carroll, my first day in Carroll's weight room, the guys was cursing like cells. I said, whoa, 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 what are we doing here? And then you got coaches cussing with the kids. You can't do that. So I told the head coach, I said, if this is going to be a part of what Carroll is about moving forward, I can't be a part of it. So he said, Coach, that's on you. You're the assistant head coach. What you going to do? Bet. Everybody stop what you're doing. From this day forward, there would be no more profanity in the weight room. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Guess what? That was 3 weeks ago. Guess how many times people have been cursing in the weight room now? None. So I'm going to go deeper. If a teacher curses at your child in the classroom, you're going to have a problem with that. But when a coach cusses at your kids, you guys give them a pass. It's not right. Because what y'all don't realize is they're not motivating your kids. They're teaching your kids to be abusive dads. To be abusive on women. To be disrespectful to others. They're teaching them if something doesn't go their way, then they have the right to lash out at somebody. That's all we're teaching. We complained about slavery back in the day. Well, what are we doing? You cussing and fussing at kids to get them to score a touchdown or to get a first down. But the kid is doing bad in school, you're not cussing him out as a coach. You mad because he might not play in the game, sir, but you're not really getting on him because he's not getting his grades. I can speak about it because I mentor over 1,000 kids. I mentor kids all across the country. And these kids call me, Coach Archie, I don't want to play football no more. Why, son? Because I can't do right by my coach. What do you mean? Everything I do is wrong. If we talk about a kid that's running the ball, he got like 1,500 carries last year. What else do you want him to do? The kid is 17. Young lady, I got a young lady that I train down in Lexington Park. The coach puts her on a bench because she goes hard. What message are you sending to our kids? She goes to the coach and says, man, I'm just trying to do the best I can because the team home, we're not good. So yes, I am trying to bring the ball up the court. The coach tells her, no, I don't want you to bring the ball up the court. Why? She's an A student. The young lady is a 4.0 student. Guess what? On the mere fact of her telling that child not to bring the ball up the court, guess what it can do to her academics? It can change her mindset. She might get home now and even want to do her homework based on what the coach did to her. Let's stop these coaches from cussing at our kids. Do not allow it. Is it needed? No, it is not. It's not needed. Tony Dungy, he'll tell you, he didn't have to coach his players. You don't have to do it. I just lost my plan. Real important thing I want to say. That jumping out of here, y'all jumping out of the
Maybe you should do coach training for the coaches.
Man.
Maybe you should go to the schools and train the coaches on
Well, that's coming up. Yes, ma'am. That's part of the book.
So
This is it. I'm going to leave y'all with this. So just imagine, if every day you went to work and your boss cussed you out every 30 minutes, or every time you didn't do what you needed to do, y'all would have a problem. But on the same token, you're allowing your kids to be cussed out by these coaches just to score a touchdown, or to make a layup, or to finish in first place in the track meet. Let's stop allowing these grown-ups to demoralize our kids. All right? I'm Coach Archie. I'm going to leave you on that note. Yes, I wrote a book. I put all my heart into it. I've sold over about 7,000 copies. I've been speaking now. Oh, my God. I've been speaking a lot. Just got an email on my way here. Been on numerous radio stations, been on TV shows and all that. And I don't say that to brag. I just say that to say that I am trying to make a difference in all these young men and young women's lives. When you finish this meeting, I will be in the back. It won't be me. I'm selling the books in the back for $10. That's what I do. But moving forward, let's please put more time and emphasis on doing right by our kids and hold all these other adults accountable to doing right by our kids, because they are our future leaders. And if we show up with all our frustration on our kids, guess what? They're going to go through life being frustrated. Love your kids more than what you're loving them now. All right? God bless y'all. I love y'all as well.